Right. Looks like we're having some changing of scene issues. I don't know. Always a little something different at the beginning of every broadcast. How's everybody doing? Yeah, okay. Every time I press my claps, the scene changes. Oh no. Anyways, that's alright. We won't be applauding too much because I've got a serious presentation for you. Bring down the music even. So we're at a crossroads. We're at a opportunity to sort of change Chicago forever, and Chicago is used to these types of things, you know. Chicago was changed the world with blues and jazz and house music and Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bears. 85 Super Bowl shuffle, Monsters of the Midway. And speaking of Monsters of the Midway, we have the Midway Blitz going on. And so we have the ICE enforcement agency here, and to back up the ICE enforcement agency to get around the posse comitatus things, right? Trump is saying he's going to bring in the National Guard to support ICE because this is a sanctuary city and there's danger and there's protest. So the more that there's protest, the more they're going to bring in the... All right, so perfect. I got the laughs in there and it changed the scene. I'm going to have to correct that. That's interesting how that happens. All right, anyways, so we're at a crossroads. Chicago is at a crossroads. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. All right, so rising crime, media chaos, public confusion, we're done. All right, I've got a daughter who lives in France, and her mom is literally telling me she's afraid to come to Chicago because she sees, even around the world, Chicago has this reputation for just being this hellhole. And we've got to change that. Let me bring the music up just a little bit. Just right underneath there. And, right? So it's not a local issue. It's a national stage. It's a world stage that Chicago is on. The fact that we've got pockets in the city that are just that have crime rates that are worse than some of the most war-torn places on the planet, right? So the opportunity, like I was saying, ICE plus the National Guard, it's a historic partnership, and it's a solution Chicago has been waiting for, and that America has been waiting for. And you hear these people living in these Austin communities, these African Americans are like, man, bring in ICE. We're sick of this, because I'm hearing that. You hear these gangbangers going, you know what, don't come here, Trump. You don't bring your National Guard. What's up, man? We got switches. I was like, switches? I thought a switch was like, Richard Pryor used to always talk about his grandma or some would beat him with a switch, which was just a stick, a branch. And apparently a switch is something you put, a device that you put on a handgun to turn it into an automatic weapon. And so what happens is this handgun is not meant to be an automatic weapon, so the thing is just like no accuracy. It's flying around. And so you have these war-torn communities in Chicago where they just got these guns with these switches on there and just firing bullets all over the place, and kids are getting shot, and it's just this horrific tragedy that there is no solution for until now. All right, so this is a historic, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's an opportunity to shift the conversation. All right, and so this is what I'm proposing. Right? I'm an expert in AI. I'm an expert in I've been doing live TV since 1987. I think we can give a cheer up for that. 1987, baby. And and I'm an expert in AI. This presentation, these images, I used AI to help me coalesce and bring my ideas into a tight, quick presentation. So, we use AI tools for live streams to dominate the narrative, just like we're doing now. We don't wait for the press to cover us. We become the press. We get interviews of people who want the crime to stop. We get those long-form interviews. We get them on YouTube. We get them on LinkedIn. We cut them up. We distribute them, and we'll talk about that in a second. So this is the big idea, leveraging AI to its fullest. Right? The AI arsenal, content creation, thumbnails, caption, video scripts, of course, but we can also use chatbots and avatars for safe, anonymous representation. So let's say somebody wants to self-immigrate, right? They don't want to call because they're afraid they'll be tracked or whatever. So you get a chatbot that's speaking in Spanish, and so somebody's asked, okay, I'm a person here with 3 kids. If I deport with my 3 kids, do I get $1,000 per each kid? That's a relevant question. And if there's a chatbot online, somebody can ask that. The conversation can continue with still the anonymity of the ICE agents, and the workforce can still remain intact. All right, so chatbots, avatars, so it says anonymous representation and communication and AI listening, right? So you have an ear to the ground. So you're constantly monitoring the narrative, just like Colonel McGregor talks about, Douglas McGregor. He says ISR, the way things have changed on the battlefield, is intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance. You're constantly monitoring the situation using today's technology to make important moves in your strategy. So this is sort of the marketing version of that. Live stream domination. Daily broadcast rhythm includes True Socials, TikTok, and Rumble, and you're tagging influencers to encourage sharing and engagement. And so you build LinkedIn and YouTube as the primary long-form battlegrounds, and then you can use tools, AI tools, to cut up the best moments of a broadcast. So you have an interview. There's an African-American group called Turn Chicago Red, right? Interview these people. Cut up the interview instantly, broadcast it over TikTok, in a rhythm, and you get to see which time slots over time are the best for engagement, and then you move forward. All right, so this is historic. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and history will not wait. This is more than a campaign move, it's a legacy move. All right, this is career making, history defining. If you are part of the administration in ICE and you implement these strategies, you're going to be seen as a hero. So we can't miss this opportunity to lead history, and go big or go home, baby. All right, that's what I say. So the future vision is to turn Chicago into a mega ground zero. Nobody wants crime in their streets. We're sick of the fear with the COVID and the thing, everything. The world's gonna end. The global warming, the fear of crime, the fear of guns, fear of getting carjacked. We're done with the fear. We turn it Chicago, one of the bluest states in the nation, into a mega ground zero, and we do it by taking care of the people, by getting rid of criminals, and implementing this strategy. The ICE leadership, will be the architects of this new American security narrative, and this is a foundation for national transformation, right? So the Trump administration can point to Chicago and say, "Oh my goodness, look what's happening in Chicago," and the opposite of that, the worst of that, is nothing happens in Chicago. The narrative is overtaken by the local news media and the fake news media, and Trump comes in and fires everybody and puts in his own people that can do social media the way Trump knows how to do social media. All right? Lead the charge. Own the moment, shape history, lead the story, stop the crime. All right? Get rid of the criminals from Honduras and Guatemala and Iran and Canada and Cuba, like you see in the worst of the worst. Get rid of them. These pedophiles, drug dealers, killers, murderers. Get them out of here. We're done. All right? And the fake news media, from national to the local level, are not giving voices to people in these war-torn communities, these African-American communities who have been left behind. They don't have a voice. We give them a voice. All right. That's it for today. Got a lot to do. Thanks so much. Take care. See you tomorrow. Au revoir.